So I'm going to make this video because I am going to post something on my Facebook page and I want to explain why I'm posting it. First of all, I want to say that I've posted a few videos in the past about SRA. And if you don't know what that means, it is Satanic Ritual Abuse, but it is sexual. And the ones I've specifically posted or shared in the past have actually been more about a little hidden group within the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Now, I understand that for some people it's really hard to comprehend, to believe, to understand it. I totally get that. First of all, I am a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I have a very strong testimony of the church, the gospel. It is God's church. And even after going through some of these videos and watching some of the things, which when I first started, I was like, oh, this is so crazy. Like, how can this be? This can't be. But I started listening to more and more things. And then I found out that I knew someone who was raised in a family that was raised in this. And that changes everything. It is someone who I love and is very near and dear to me. He's in my close group of ride or dies, and it changed how I looked at everything, and it broke my heart. My testimony has not been shaken. I've had people reach out to me after I posted some videos and ask me, have you stepped away from the church, or what your thoughts are? I have not, nor will I, because it does not affect my testimony at all. Because at the end of the day, men are not perfect. I don't hold any man on this earth to a higher pedestal than others. They're men. We all know that bishops in my church, Catholic priests, it's across the board, do horrible things. We know this. But for some reason, people have a really hard time believing that it goes on within our church. I mean, nobody wants to know that this is going on in the world, period. But we've seen more and more things come out in Hollywood. We've seen actors try and speak out and all of a sudden they're dead. Or the media in Hollywood makes them appear to have gone off the deep end, off their rocker. And I think that you have to listen with an open heart. Some of it is very graphic to listen to, and I get that. And I've listened to some stuff that I have had to walk away from and take a break because it just, as a mother, I can't. As a human being, I can't. The amount of evil that goes on, and a lot of it hits home because it's areas that are close. I live in Utah, where the church is very much saturated everywhere. And so anyway, it's just heartbreaking. But no, it does not shake my testimony, because I know that this goes on everywhere. Within all faiths, within schools, within politicians. Like, it's just, we are in a war between good and evil. I feel like COVID was the opening of things. A lot of people were stuck at home and didn't have a lot to do, and some of us saw things go on and were like, nope, this does not resonate. This does not resonate with me. This is wrong. And some people just followed along, and that's fine. It's what they needed to do for them. But my whole purpose of this video is because I'm putting a video up today that was very fascinating to me. Because it's not so much focused on the LDS Church. They do talk about it, but they also talk about the Catholic Church. They also mention Jehovah's Witnesses. It goes on in all faiths. She talked about the fact that there are people within the Catholic Church trying to bring this to the surface there too. So there's a lot of different things that play into this. But the video I posted that I'm going to share, is such a good one because, one, she really dives into the government and things that we know happen within the CIA and the mind control and the brainwashing and the things that, we know the government's corrupt, and it has been for years. But she has been before Congress and testified about things. It's fascinating. And so I've had people reach out and ask me questions. Why is this happening? How do you think this is happening? And this, and they say, well, it's interesting because these people go to a certain type of therapy. No, not everybody goes to whatever therapy she named off. That's not true. And so this woman goes into depth about how the brain works and the mechanisms of how, when traumatic experiences are happening, it has to do certain things to survive. And it's so fascinating, but it also explains how this goes on and how it continues to go on, and why some people don't remember, and why they're coming for the children, and why they want it before a certain age. It just was so good. And just things are like, yep, that totally makes sense, 100%. And there's things that I remember hearing growing up as a kid. She brings up Michigan, which is where I'm from. She brings up certain politicians there. She brings up Mackinac Island. Like, there are some things, and you just go, what? It's fascinating, and I absolutely believe what she is saying. And when she got to COVID, don't even get me started, because I was like, I knew it. Because she was saying the things that I said for years. When COVID came out, I remember every day at 1 o'clock, our governor would come online or come on the TV and say the exact same things. And I know it was happening across the nation. I wear a mask to protect you. You wear a mask to protect me. And this soothing, calming, I can show I care by wearing a mask to protect you. I show I care by protecting you. It was the same words every day, the same tone of voice, same time of day. And I remember saying to my girlfriend, it's like they're brainwashing us. And that's kind of part of brainwashing. It's the repetitiveness. If you hear something enough times, you start to believe it. A lot of people believed that wearing a mask was protecting other people. Well, now we all know that's a bunch of crap. But I truly, at the time, felt like COVID was a little bit of an experiment to see how far they could go to control people. And standing back, you look at the craziness that people were willing to do. They were willing to wear a mask to your table in a restaurant, but then when you sat down, you could take it off. Things like that. Not being able to go outside and walk, or when you are outside, you need to wear a mask. Things that make no sense to the human brain, but people over time fell in line, and I watched it. And it may be my personality. I was rebellious as a kid. Maybe that works for me now. But I saw it from day one, and I knew it was wrong. My soul knew that what was going on was not right. So listening to this lady talk about the CIA and talk about presidents, I'm not connecting them saying that they were this or that, but it's fascinating. So I'm going to post it on my Facebook page. It's on the We Are the People page, and it's titled something about the CIA. You'll see CIA in the thing if you want to go there and watch it, but it's so good, and it just hit so many, like, it just resonated so well with me. And I'm sharing this because I want people to become aware, and some people don't want to hear it. There are people in our church who will deny this goes on. And they just don't want to hear it, and that's fine. Maybe their soul isn't strong enough to believe it. My husband's still on the fence. You know, he's back and forth. But I've heard enough things from people that I know personally in my life who are credible, who are not people that are going to make stuff up, who are not, I've had deep conversations that has changed how I've looked at all of it. And there's things that I look back at over the past few years, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that totally makes sense. And I just think there needs to be an awareness. And I love that these people are doing these podcasts and having survivors on to share their story. And the only thing that I can say is God wins. We know in the end, one, that God wins. We also know, as members of our church, I grew up always hearing, and I've had other people say the same thing, we've all grown up hearing, those of us from outside of Utah, that in the last days, Salt Lake was going to become one of the most wicked places in the world. And the more I hear, the more I understand. Also, we've been told that in the last days, even the most righteous will fall. And who is that? I think some people always thought, oh, maybe my bishop. It can be higher up. Who knows? We don't know. God knows. And again, God wins. I just think that it's something that we need to be aware of. And the only way that things can change is, one, sharing the awareness, but two, also talking about it and supporting these people who have the courage to come out and share their story. I'm a survivor of domestic violence, and I have learned that by sharing my story, which I've done several times over the years at different functions, whether it's press conferences, I've done fundraiser, like just different places people have asked me to come and speak at over the last years. When you share your story, you actually do help other people. And maybe it's just one person in a group of 300. It doesn't matter. It's one person, and that one person matters. So that's why I share this stuff. I don't expect everybody to have the same viewpoint I have. And if you don't want to listen, don't listen. That's fine. If you don't want to believe it, that's fine. I'm not here to shove my belief system or what I've learned to make anybody else believe it just because I do. But I do want to share it because I do think that it is so important. And we just need to be aware and share. And you never know how by sharing one thing can help somebody else. So that is what I wanted to share on this video. Thank you for taking the time to listen to me and what I have to say. And again, if you want to go check out more and learn more, go to We Are the People. There's one on there that's really graphic to listen to, but it's kind of where I started, and it was actually part 2, and I had to go back and listen to part 1, but it was the Hamlin affidavits with the girls. You can find it on there. It's horrific, it's heartbreaking, it's terrible, but they're court documents, and you know, it's just, it does go on. And again, just being aware and knowing what to look for and all of the things. So I just wanted to share all of that with you, and I think that the more people that talk about it, There's strength in numbers. And that is so important. So I just wanted to share that with you all, and I hope you have a wonderful day.